If you're a fitness coach who's running any sort of membership or ongoing coaching service, I want you to think about something for a second. Right now, when a client wants to pause or cancel or upgrade or downgrade their membership, what actually happens? If the honest answer is that they just message you and we kind of figure it out as the moment comes, that's the gap in your business that's costing you more than you realize. A few weeks ago, I was on a call with one of my clients, walking him through the exact system that I built for him to handle these processes. Every single membership request from start to finish without a single manual back and forth message. Instead of recreating that entire explanation for you in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the exact call, the actual call, real questions, real life walkthrough, real thinking out loud, no scripts whatsoever. But one heads up before we get into this is a real client call, so the audio and video are going to look completely different to what you're used to from me. But do me a favor and actually stick with it, because the full system is broken down in so much depth. So let's get into it.
Go on, man. Yeah, the same old stuff, dude. Yeah, nothing really exciting. I wish I had more exciting news to report.
Well, I've got a lot of exciting things for you, man. A lot of exciting things.
Yeah, how good.
Yeah.
I'm excited then.
Yeah, we've been working on a whole bunch of stuff for you, man. And I'm initially when we came up with like your branding guidelines and stuff like that, I was like, oh, I kind of feel like they're a little bit plain and like, you know, not too fancy. But now that everything is starting to come to life, I'm like, you know what? I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a PT with like just standard black and white, but it looks really nice with the shit we're building. So I'm pretty excited to show you.
Awesome. That's excellent. That's so good.
I'm going to go through piece by piece because we've got a lot to kind of take you through. So what I'll probably start off with is in order of like what we actually completed. And then we'll talk about everything else that you wanted to talk about as well. But essentially, let me just quickly pull up your task tracker. So this is obviously your account. We'll talk about, that's all good. Membership management process. So this one's pretty cool. Again, the block is literally only the personal training, the domain, the BKPT domain. I haven't set the actual page live because obviously there's no domain right now. But here's the page. So this is what it looks like. Super simple, very easy. There's essentially, this becomes your membership request forms hub or your management hub, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, anytime a client wants to cancel their membership, suspend, upgrade, downgrade, cancel a session, anything that requires you to change their payment or your what's it called? Your bookkeeper to change any payments or your direct debit, it comes through here now. This is important because we don't want to fuck anything up from our end, but we also want to make sure that everyone's abiding by our terms and conditions. So essentially, anytime someone goes, hey, Brad, I need to cancel my membership, or hey, Brad, I want to cancel this, or I want to upgrade that or that, all we've got to do is once we get your domain connected, you'll send them, it'll be like request forms / bkpersonaltraining.com. We'll send them that. That'll send them directly to this page here, right? And then obviously all they got to do is choose what they want to do. So let's say, for example, they want to cancel their membership. They click on that. It opens up the membership cancellation request form. Now you'll be able to see just some general information. It's obviously got your terms and conditions in here. It's written from the business's tone of voice. So it's pretty chill, like change your mind, no dramas, just close the window, nothing will happen. Ready, hit next, and we'll get sorted. So it's quite like, you know, casual and comfortable. It's not like corporate, but essentially what I'll do is I'll show you the back end of the form because I won't be able to actually submit it without having actual real information. But they hit next, they put in their information. This helps us find who they are. Then they'll hit next. Actually, you know what? I might just do it. Fuck it. There we go. So they put in their info. They hit next. Now, obviously, this is up to you, but essentially what's going to happen is we're going to have a couple of save options. Now, you can have the save options being whatever you want, but essentially we've got like a free membership freeze or 50% off your next month if they decide to stay and not cancel their membership. Now, obviously, if you don't want to offer 50% off, that's fine. We can change it to whatever you want, but this is just an example. So they read through this. Based on what they want to do, they can click on, I've decided to, I should probably change that. I didn't notice that was going to be like that, but I'll change the black background to
Yep.
something else. But essentially it'll be accept the free membership freeze, accept 50% off my next month, or proceed with my canceling. So what happens, what we've built into this form is what we call conditional logic. So based on their input here, it will take them to what they need to see. So if they say accept 50% off and they hit next, it takes them straight to the end. They don't get to see everything else.
Okay, gotcha.
But if we go, for example, proceed with canceling my membership, they go next, they then get to see the actual cancellation process. And so in here, what we've built is just some generic feedback as to like, coach, organization, prices, overall goal, one thing they loved, one thing that needs to be improved. Just got to flip these over. But essentially we get some feedback. Now this is important, not right now, because obviously like it's just you, but when we get a coach on board or multiple coaches on board, this is when they get to be able to like filter. And again, like I said, I'll change this to a different color, but they'll filter between their coach. And then we can start to see, how they feel about their coach and all the reasons why they're canceling, what they loved, what they didn't love, X, Y, and Z. So they just go through, they just put in, their answers. Some reasons as to why they're canceling. So let's just go, achieved goal, reached goal. One thing to improve. Let's just go, whatever.
Yeah, cool.
Hit the next button. Now, what we've also done is we've got a tick box here, which means obviously by signing and submitting this form, they're agreeing to the terms and conditions. The terms and conditions have been built in a digital way as well, so that they can go through and they can review it as well. Obviously, there's no signature section because it's just the digital version. But that's all there like that. And then they go through, they'll sign, and then they'll submit. And then what that's going to do is it's going to trigger a workflow. So basically it's going to go, cool, this is what's happening. We're going to review everything and then we'll kind of go from there. So if I go back to, me as the client, let me show you what me as the client experiences. If I go to Gmail, you should probably also get an email or an SMS. I can't remember what I set up.
Oh yeah, I got an email.
Yeah, awesome. So me as the client, I get a full breakdown of my answers, my response, essentially everything. So that they can't say, oh, well, I didn't select this, or I didn't do that, or I did this, or right. It's like all in writing and formalized. This is why it's important to have formal processes in case they say, oh, well, I didn't know it was, 4 weeks notice or this or that. Well, you did because you clicked that and you signed it, right? So like, they can't really do anything. So that's me as the client. Then you as the trainer, you'll get your email. So membership workflow, you'll be able to see cancellation requests. So you get the internal notification, which is an email saying this is all the information. Then we've got some tasks that pop up in the system. Now this is important when it comes to, for example, later down the track, hiring a VA, right? And you need to train the VA on how to just do your admin stuff, managing cancellations, upgrades, downgrades, onboarding clients, all that shit. So what we've done is we've got some tasks that automatically populate that tell the VA, or you in this case, what to do to actually process the cancellation. So first of all, it's just to review the membership cancellation request and ensure it complies with the membership terms and conditions. So again, when they click on that, it takes them to the digital version. Now, what I've also done is, and I don't know what you want to do here, but I've just gone ahead and done it this way because I think this is the best way to do it, is we've set up a task, especially when there's a VA involved or there's other clients and other trainers involved. We want to do a membership cancellation call using the call script. Now, call script, I've already set up for you, which I'll show you in a second. But then we, cancel the recurring invoices. Then we remove them from your coaching app. Then we delete the appointments from the calendar. But this is all due 28 days from the day of submission because that's the notice period. It's 4 weeks, basically. Right? So they'll pop up in the system, but they won't be due until another 28 days.
Gotcha.
Your membership cancellation script has been set up here. Now, obviously, this can be changed to whatever you want it to be, but have a read through when you get a chance. And I'll show you how it all looks in the back end. Then there's a 28-day wait period. It removes the active client tag and it adds a cancelled client tag. So we can segment, who's active and who's not.
Okay.
Now, when we go into contacts, right, what you'll see is, if I go, let's search up myself. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm your client and I'm the one that's cancelled. What you'll see is a few things. If we go into your membership cancellation request, all of my information is going to be found here as well. So it's stored here just to be safe.
Yep.
Then we've also got in the documents section, the membership cancellation form. So when I click on this, it all saves here as well as a PDF, again, just to be safe. And then what you or your VA will end up seeing is in the tasks, they're not due yet, so they won't come up actually. But when the tasks are due, they'll pop up here and say like, cancel his direct debit, cancel his sessions, whatever it may be. And lastly is, if I go into the notes, we have our membership cancellation script. So your VA can literally just go on the profile, click on the call button, and then read from the script here.
I love it. Yeah, that's a really good idea, because I was thinking, I was thinking of doing in my head something similar to like you set up when I actually have another trainer, because obviously, it makes so much sense to do that. So I love that you put it in there. I think that's a great idea. Really good idea.
Yeah. Awesome. All you'll need to do is just obviously have a read through this. Now, I'm pretty confident that it's great. Again, it's in BKPT terminology, language, tone of voice. So it's all kind of aligning. And there's obviously, if they're positive, if they're mixed or frustrated, there's a review request and there's a video testimonial ask as well. Now, that's important because obviously some people might be willing to give you a video testimonial. Some probably won't, but there's no harm in asking. And then this is an important one. This is something that most people miss when a client cancels. Essentially, it's asking for a referral because it's like, hey, we've just now got an empty spot because you've left, but do you have anyone else that might be interested in taking your spot? You never know, right? So good place to put in a referral, and then obviously just clarifying some information as to when their membership ends. So end of notice period, and then that's it. Just end it with, honestly, the doors are always open. If you ever want to come back or even just pop in to say hello, you know where to find me or us or coach name. That's it.
Yeah. No, I think that's great, Andrew. I think it's awesome. I love it. It's great.
Perfect. So that's the cancellation process. Now we've got processes like that for upgrading and downgrading, canceling sessions, and pausing as well. I'm not going to go through every single one, but essentially they all kind of follow the same sequence, except for the conditional logic in the form, because obviously everything else, they're just making a request to pause or something like that. It's the cancellation that's probably the most important and most complex. And the others also don't have like a script or anything like that, because they don't need to. There's just tasks to execute. But you'll be able to see here, membership suspension request, the dates and stuff like that. Cancellation of the session. It's all kind of set up.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think the only thing I noticed that would be cool to adjust is, how, when they put in that cancellation request, there was a 50% off option. I reckon instead of have the 50% off option, maybe could you set it up to where we know kind of what membership they're on, and then it's almost like a downgrade, like, oh, hey, maybe don't stop your membership, but here's another option that's like more affordable or
So what we could do is we could probably we could do that. It'd be very tricky for it to know like what membership they're currently on, because what we'd have to do is when someone signs up, we'd have to create a custom field that automatically has like what membership they're on, and then the system will have to read that custom field. But then that would make it even trickier, because if someone was to upgrade or downgrade, that then automation will have to update that custom field. So it's possible 100%. It's just going to get very complex. So my suggestion would be, my suggestion would be like, if you don't want to give away 50% off the next month, like again, like that's fine. That's a big like chunk of cash, right? It could be whatever you want it to be, because right now there's like the free membership suspension. We could also have like a free membership downgrade. But realistically, what you should be willing to do is give away the cost of acquiring another client
Yeah.
to this client. So if it costs you, let's say, for example, $100 to acquire a new client, then you've got to be willing to give this person at least $100 to keep them, because it works out to be the same thing. So yeah, you don't have to make a decision right now. We can change it at any time, but maybe just have a think about like what really strong offer can we give these people to keep them on board. Sometimes like it's not possible, right? Sometimes they're just, they're moving areas or something like that, but you never know. It could be like a downgrade to an online service, for example, or whatever. And you can have multiple offers. It doesn't have to be two. I just didn't want to give them too many decisions to make, so I just kept it at two. But we could have like a free suspension, a free downgrade, or 50% off, or 25% off, or something a little bit bigger, right?
Okay.
Your call, man. Your business, your call. You decide what you want it to do, what you want the offer to be, and let me know, and I can organize that for you. But essentially, that's the membership management process is done. They all have their own automations behind them. They all have the notifications to you, and they all have their own folder. So I've started to clean things up just a little bit, where you've got everything kind of segmented into certain elements or sections. So here are all the automations specific to those membership requests. And then this is going to be the page itself. And obviously all the membership request surveys look alike, so that there's consistency across the board.
No, that makes sense. No, I love it. This is great. Yeah.
Awesome.
This is, it's so, it's going to be so much easier.
Yeah.
Just send them that. It's very cool. Do it yourself.
Basically, yeah, because the onus is essentially on them. If they say, hey, I want to cancel my membership, and you go, all right, cool, here's everything that you need to do it. Like, it's up to you to do it based on our new membership agreement, because our new membership agreement now makes that compulsory. Then what happens is, if they don't do it, then, it's only action from the day that they submit it. And it's up to them. All you need to do eventually is just have the domain or the link to this page saved in your phone notes or your iPad or whatever you use, and just send it off to clients as they go.
Yeah. That makes sense. No, this is great.
Yeah, awesome. So that's pretty much it. Then what's going to happen is, when we take it a step further, when you start to grow and you have trainers underneath you and they have their clients and you've got a VA managing everyone's admin, all you've got to do is teach them step by step how to do each task. So when someone processes a session cancellation or membership cancellation, all you'll have to do is task 1 to 5. Then you, or I can do it for you. I can record a video on how to execute each one of those 5 tasks and embed that video into the task itself. So if they get lost, all they got to do is open up the task, click on the video, watch that, and execute at the same time. And that's task 1 done. And then task 2 done. And that's how we become a lot more scalable, because us as business owners, we now don't need to be in the day-to-day management and operations of the business. But we, as owners of the business, need to build it in a way that allows someone else to step in and take part of our role.
Yeah, no,
and
that makes
own it completely.
Sense.
Yeah. So that's where we're getting to, but essentially we've got to have all these foundations in place, which is why when we look back at the first few tasks that we set up, membership agreement was one of the first ones, because that allows us to then open the doors for membership request forms, which then allows the process for automated task, which then allows the process for, the CRM managing everything, and then, teaching people how to do it, and then building the videos, and then like it unlocks the next door. So that's why it was up there. And that's why membership management is also quite early on in our, work together, because that opens the next door for us to be able to palm off some of the admin to someone for $10 an hour.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. Is that making sense?
No, it totally is, man. Yeah, all the pieces are coming together. This is great.
Perfect. Awesome. So That's management of the memberships done.
So
Now,
that's the full system. One hub for every single request. A real retention offer before anyone gets to cancel. A formal written record so that nothing is ever ambiguous. And a task cascade that means eventually this doesn't need to be you running it at all. It can be handed off to someone else. Here's the thing that I want you to sit with. A cancellation isn't just an awkward conversation to get through. It's one of the highest friction moments in your entire coaching business. Handle it differently every single time and you'll lose clients that you might have kept, and you'll never be able to hand this off to someone else. Handle it with a system and it becomes just another predictable process. If you want help figuring out what this could look like for your specific business, then I run completely complimentary business audits where we map out exactly where your gaps are and what to fix first together. The link's in the description of this video, or you can shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll get you sorted. I'll see you in the next video.